We've done the most disrespectful moments in Naruto, and now it's time to open our borders up and include all of anime. Obviously, I can only really include shows I've seen, or for some of these, clips I've seen of shows that are hella disrespectful. In number 15, we have a show that a lot of people hate. And I don't think it's the greatest show, but it is an enjoyable watch, purely for moments like this. And that is Tokyo Revengers, and I'm specifically referring to when Mikey one-shots Osanai. Let me set the scene for you. Osanai, leader of a rival gang to the Tokyo Manji, is beating the living shit out of all of Mikey's men, and he seems way too strong. The gang itself seems way too strong, and you're kind of shitting yourself. You're like, fuck. I know Mikey's strong, but can Mikey beat this guy? Mikey shows up. One of his closest friends is bent and broken and beaten, and Mikey steps up to Osanai. Osanai is crazy cocky, smoking a cigarette, and he's like, what are you gonna do, Mikey? And then boom, the perfect temple kick knocks him out, and it's crazy flexibility. His legs just like, that shit was hard and super disrespectful. But yeah, that's light compared to what else we've got on this list. In 14th, we've got Luffy versus Bellamy. Bellamy, like Osanai in the previous example, yapping, giving Luffy all this big talk. And when it finally came around to their fight, Luffy made light work of him. Bellamy was bouncing around, but that meant nothing to Luffy. That was light work. Luffy only didn't just beat him. He caused crazy trouble for him with Doflamingo. And as we saw later on in the show, nothing changed. In 13th, we have Jiren versus Goku. Now, I'm not talking about the final fight, or like the peak of the fight. I'm talking when Goku first starts putting hands on Jiren, and Jiren just stands. And he tanks every single punch without flinching. And then he gets a kick and his head goes slightly. That was so disrespectful. Goku was fodder to him. And then to make it worse, that's Super Saiyan 2 Goku, I think. Goku goes Super Saiyan God. A newly achieved form. Recently achieved form. Not too new. But strong as hell. Throws a punch. Jiren, boop. Blocks it with a finger. When I saw that, I thought, fuck. How are the Z Fighters gonna win this? That was stressful and super disrespectful from Jiren, and I'm glad he got what he deserved. Such an overrated character, don't you think? I think Hit was so cool compared to Jiren. Anyway, that's a different video. Number 12. We've got Luffy punching a celestial dragon. Now, this is not like the typical example of a disrespectful moment in anime, where someone's getting dog walked. I could guess the celestial dragon did get dog walked, but just the gall of Luffy to do that was so disrespectful, and I stand for it because fuck the celestial dragons, fuck those slave owners and slave traders. But in terms of the verse to other people, that is probably the most disrespectful thing the people in that room have ever seen, and I love it. Celestial Dragon can suck on my knob. Well done, Luffy. In 11th, this is kind of a twofer. We've got Gojo versus Jogo, and also Sukuna versus Jogo. And this is disrespectful because when we're first introduced to Jogo, he's seen as this top tier curse. He's used as an example of how strong a curse is. And you're like, what the fuck? This guy looks so creepy. He's apparently super strong. And then he fights Gojo, and Gojo humiliates him. And you're like, whoa, Jesus, Gojo's fucking strong. Maybe this guy isn't as strong as we thought. Then Jogo climbs back a bit. He gets some rep back as the show goes on. And you're like, actually, yeah, it's just the example was because Gojo is super strong. So Jogo's still strong, but Gojo's a whole nother level. Then we get to Shibuya. And Jogo's killing people and burning shit down. You're like, oh, maybe he isn't as weak or as fodder-like as I thought. It was just Gojo. Fights Sukuna. Same thing happens. Humiliates him. I'm pretty sure he kills him. Yeah. You're like, oh, maybe he is fodder again. So yeah, to paint him as this big bad, not the main villain or anything, but this big bad guy. And then he got 2 humiliations. Similar to Hanabi as well. Is it Hanabi? Nanami. I've been doing too many Naruto filters. Hanami. Jesus. Their names are all too close in that show. Yeah, similar thing with Hanami. They gave Hanami the Jogo treatment after Itadori and Todo clapped his cheeks, her cheeks, their cheeks. In 10th place, now we're getting to truly disrespectful moments. The top 5, I will admit, there were weak examples. Now things are getting juicy. In 10th place, we've got Vegeta versus Android 19. Oh, Cell came from the future to tell us how scary these androids were. How they... I know it's 16... I know it's 17 and 18 that did all the damage in his future, but... he warned us. These androids are so strong. Be careful. Cut to Vegeta ripping off limbs on Android 19 and treating him like a plaything. Oh, that's when his Saiyan pride and ego was on fire. I loved it. It was so disrespectful in the best way. When Vegeta's getting cocky and actually winning, perfect. In 9th place, I know I just mentioned this, Trunks coming back from the future to warn us about the androids. But before he really warns us about the androids, he shows us a bit of a demonstration of what a Super Saiyan can do when Frieza returns and gets sliced into pieces by Trunks with no difficulty at all. Now obviously Frieza was in recovery after Namek exploded and Goku struggled but beat the shit out of him. But still, just like it was nothing. That was so disrespectful because he's also running his mouth about filthy Saiyans and oh. This list has just made me want to rewatch Dragon Ball Z actually. In 8th place we have Killua versus Jonas the Dissector. Tell me this isn't one of the best scenes in Hunter x Hunter. This inmate, this terrifying, burly, large man is standing there waiting for Killua or Gon or someone to fight him to get through to the next part of this maze. And up steps Killua. You're like, fuck, this is a serial killer who's huge and is a stage in a hunter exam. He's obviously going to be crazy strong, Killua. I don't know if you should step up so confidently. And Jonas feels the same way. He's like, yep, easy prey, small little boy. Before he can even make his first move or land a hit, Killua's run right past him and you think, what the fuck? Okay, sick dodge, I guess. Nah, bro's holding his heart. That made me stand up and go, that was so sick. I love that scene so much, but it's so disrespectful to just treat this big bad like boss, like level boss of the maze like he's nothing. Like he's a goon, like he's a mere... Oh, it is so good. I think I'm gonna rewatch Hunter x Hunter too. In 7th place, this really should be higher, but yeah, the other stuff is just too good, but this is so disrespectful. We've got Ichigo calling an ambulance for the thugs he's about to fight. That was pretty self-explanatory. I don't think I need to explain anything further than what the title of this one was, but yeah. I haven't actually seen Bleach, as you know. I'm busy reading it. When I say busy reading it, I'm still on the first volume. But we'll move past that. Yeah, calls an ambulance in advance, beats the shit out of them. You know that meme where he's like, call an ambulance, but not for me. That was Ichigo. That is super disrespectful. Or is it respectful, if you think about it? Because I'll beat you up, but at least you're gonna get help way sooner than if you call an ambulance yourself after you get defeated. Or is it disrespectful in the sense that I'm so cocky I'm calling you an ambulance already? I think it's the latter. In 6th place, we finally have an Naruto one that I just copied over from my last list. We've got Madara's "Would you like these clones to use Susanoo or not?" Come on. That moment was so cold. I had it at number 1 on my last list until I was filming and thought it's actually number 2. So there's a better Naruto one on here. But still, that was super disrespectful to five of the strongest shinobi in the war. All of them fall in at least the top 8. And they're taking on 5 of them taking on one guy. And he's still throwing out little verbal jabs like that. And rightfully so. He made them look like piss, if we're being honest. That was so sick. And then in number 5, we have the other Naruto one. The most disrespectful moment in Naruto, in my opinion. But only the 5th most disrespectful in anime that I've seen. Killer Bee vs Team Taka / Sasuke. They rolled deep 4v1 to capture this tailed beast. He said, that's cool, I've got 7 swords and I'm gonna freestyle while I beat your ass. So, man, it's crazy that this only makes number 5, because that is like taking the piss levels of disrespectful. And he didn't fuck up his freestyle. You know how impressive that is? While fighting 4 guys and forcing Sasuke to use Jugo's and Karin's healing hacks. Sasuke's on fraud watch because of that fight. Number 4, we've got another One Piece one. We've got Mihawk defeating Zoro with a tiny knife. All we had seen from Zoro thus far was his ambition to be the world's greatest swordsman, or world's strongest swordsman, and making light work of most enemies he had faced up until this point. Comes up against Mihawk, the current world's strongest swordsman, and he thinks, this is my chance. Time to put my skills to the test. And Mihawk's like, this big sword? No, I don't need to use it against you. I'll use this little tiny sword on my necklace. And destroy Zoro with it. I felt so bad for Zoro when that happened, because obviously you're rooting for him, but you know he's nowhere near the level of the greatest swordsman in the world yet, or the strongest swordsman. And to make it even worse, it's still memed to this day that Zoro lost to a butter knife. So that super disrespectful from Mihawk, but hey, good character development for Zoro, so we'll take it. In 3rd place, we have Boo going to the afterlife to kill people he had already killed. Imagine you are just chilling in heaven. You were killed, you're kind of bummed. Now you're like, at least it's done, and there's no more fear left now, I'm dead. The fear of dying is gone. The fear of who killed me is gone. You did it. I'm chilling now. And suddenly you see his face. What? How is he back for round 2? I'm already dead. Like, let the dead rest, Boo, please. That was so fucked, but so cool at the same time, because Paikon's being all cocky and rubbing his head, and he's like, oh, don't drink too much water because of all this ventilation. I'll remember that so well. It's actually one of my favorite bits of Dragon Ball Z. It's like the Paikon and the afterlife training. And then Boo had to come and ruin it all. And just re-kill everyone. In 2nd place. Man, 2nd place could so easily be 1st place. This happened with the Naruto one, but I'm not gonna switch this time because number 1's crazy. But in 2nd place, again, I haven't seen Bleach, but boy have I seen this scene more times than I've seen my own family. We've got Aizen stopping Ichigo's attack and his theme song with one finger. You know the scene, maybe. Renji taking on Aizen. Ichigo comes to help. Renji uses Bankai. Nothing for Aizen. Aizen's fodder. That's what he thinks of Renji. Renji's straight fodder. Ichigo, sneak attack. His theme song starts playing. As he swings his sword, Aizen's like, silence. Theme song's gone. Ichigo stopped. We need more of that in anime. Of someone being so strong they cut the hype music in the scene, because that was done brilliantly. And I haven't even seen it in context, and I still think it's one of the coolest scenes and most disrespectful scenes ever. And moving on to number 1. This one I've seen in context multiple times. We've got Kurapika bringing a shovel to the fight versus Vogan. Now this is similar to Ichigo calling an ambulance, but 10 times more fucked and 10 times more disrespectful. Kurapika was so confident that Evogan was gonna die. Thought, let me just make my life easier and bury this body immediately after the fight. Tell him to come back here and sort a shovel post-fight. That sounds like tedious work. I'll just bring the shovel with me. The level of confidence and you have to have within yourself and disrespect you have to have towards your opponent there, nuts. But Kurapika talked the talk and walked the walk and made dog food out of Evogan. Made fucking worm food out of him. That fight was so sick. And that was also like not long after he wiped out the Mafia's special force. I forgot what they're called. You know, the assassins the Mafia sent after the Phantom Troop. He made absolute light work out of these special elite assassins and hitmen. And Kurapika decked his ass. Let me know what you think I missed and what you think the most disrespectful moment in anime is. And please do like the video, please do subscribe, and I'll see you next week